Well, in my youth, I started watching anime in the late 70s. A lot of people go like, late 70s, how the hell were you doing that? You're not talking about Speed Racer or, Battle of the Planets. No, actually, what I was watching was Galaxy Express, Iku-san, a couple of stuff. Because here in New York, we have a Spanish network, WJNU, which is a Spanish network on it used to be the UHF, now they're on regular cable. I believe is it Telemundo or the other one? I get confused on between the two Spanish networks here because we have two major Spanish networks. It's 41 and 47. Back in the 70s, WJNU 47 used to share their Saturday evenings with Nippon Television. This was back in the days, the UHF days, right before. A little bit before the what you get, the infomercials. When you got into the 80s, you got to the infomercials. Before then, certain UHF channels used to share their programming, especially in areas like New York, which is very diverse with different nationalities. They would some of these UHF channels would share their time when they feel that they don't have viewership in that time period. In the 70s, Saturday nights wasn't a big thing on WJNU until well after the 80s. So they basically shared their network with Nippon, and that's where I saw my Japanese anime. But as the years progressed, we got into the 80s, and this is long before Toonami and stuff like that. We started to see the VHS era, of course, the VHS era. And some of this stuff was available out there on VHS. Hard to find, expensive. If you went out there, and sometimes we had to go underground over to Chinatown and get bootlegs hey, listen, this wasn't the internet yet. So we were buying bootlegs out of Chinatown of some of these anime, and basically they were subtitled. They weren't even dubbed. They weren't even thinking dubbing some of these shows at that time period. Now, fast forward past the internet into present day. You had stuff like Funimation's, Crunchyroll, High Dive, and all that. But now what has happened is with the merger of Crunchyroll and Funimation's through Sony, one of them had to go. I figured it would have been Crunchyroll, but it looks like Funimation's will be shutting down completely their website sometime in the next several weeks. And they're already beginning to merge their members into Crunchyroll. In fact, if you had an account with Crunchyroll, with Funimation's, Crunchyroll is migrating your information on there. One thing they're not migrating is your purchases. In other words, if you purchase a download on there, they're wiping it out. And a lot of people have predicted this in the past, that digital downloads you do not own, obviously. And basically, what's going on is people are pissed off. And the other half of it is Crunchyroll is going to double. It's like probably you're going to get a 50% increase in your monthly services, or your annual, if you pay annually. You're going to be paying at least $100 a year for Crunchyroll. And the thing about it is that this is going to be an issue. This is going to be a major issue, and I'll tell you why. For the amount of price that you're going to pay, this is going to drive anime fans back. The ones that are not, they're going to drive them back either to physical media or back to piracy. And we knew that this was going to happen. Because the thing about it is, why was this merger approved? The SEC, all government agencies, this should have been scrutinized at the top level of government and not approved, because basically, you've created a monopoly on anime in the US. Now, Sony doesn't really have a streaming service. They mostly sell to other streaming sites. They lease out their content. Crunchyroll, and I think one other thing, I think they still own a piece of Crackle, but mostly Crackle is owned by Chicken Soup for the Soul these days. But this is how crazy this is. It's like, I mean, now you can watch I think about it is Crunchyroll also has fast channels now, which basically you can see it on Pluto, I believe also on Samsung TV Plus and a couple of other places. You can watch, it's a live feed, and it's mostly dubbed versions of a lot of their content. And it's not like some of the other sites which keeps repeating a lot of the same content. One thing about Crunchyroll, they do give you a good mixture throughout the day and overnight. So basically, and like I said, it's mostly dubbed content. A lot of the other, if you look at a lot of the other stuff on Pluto, the Sailor Moon channel, the Anime All Day channel, those are mostly subtitled. Retro Crush is the same way as well. They mostly have a mix. They're more of a mix themselves, but more subtitled than dubbed. And the same thing with High Dive as well. High Dive has been pulling out of overseas because basically, it does cost a lot. But see, here's the thing about it is, like I said, why wasn't this scrutinized? I mean, this is a monopoly of the situation. They've merged. Funimation and Crunchyroll is merged, and honestly, like I said, it's going to turn people back. Those who have stopped, looking for stuff online, pirated stuff, or downloading pirated stuff, they're going to move back to that, or they're going to buy it on physical media. They're going to steer away from Crunchyroll. So tell me in the comments below your thoughts about this. I mean, it's ridiculous onto this situation. This shouldn't have happened. But yet, look, one thing about anime, we still don't get the respect that we should. Anime is good content. It always has been for many years. They think it's just something new, that it's porn and that. But no, we have good stories, and it has a variation for all categories. You don't have to be a child to watch anime. You don't have to be an adult to watch anime. There are many different categories, from children's to adult, you can watch. And I'll tell you that some of them are some of the best stories you will ever see. Something better than what Hollywood can produce these days. So once again, tell me in the comments below your thoughts. Don't forget to hit that like, share this video, and hopefully today's the day I've earned your subscription. We're well over 1,000 subscribers. Thanks to you all. Until next time, thank you for tuning in. Stay strong, stay safe, question everything, and bye-bye now.
Thanks for watching, commenting, and sharing this video. And if you haven't yet, please subscribe, as this helps the reach of this channel. Finally, as a content viewer, you have the ability to help support this channel, as new internet laws around the world will diminish our reach and affect our sponsors. If you choose to help, there are two ways listed in the description below. The first link will lead you to a pay site where you can make a monetary donation. The second will lead you to our gear shop, where you can buy shirts, mugs, and other gear. Discounts will be listed on the site. Once again, thank you for watching and your support.